Hi, I'm Eric Currit from Currit and Abrams Insurance Services. I see so many people taking insurance advice from actors, cavemen, and even Australian lizards. They don't give the best advice, maybe because they don't have a license. There are the right ways to save money on your auto insurance and the wrong ones. First, know why you're buying car insurance. I know it's the law, but as far as I'm concerned, you're buying it to protect you and your family. Accidents happen, even if you're the best of drivers. Someone else might not be paying attention. You could sneeze, get a phone call. Someone could yell from the back seat, whatever. I'm not worried about a dent or a ding, but how would a $250,000 lawsuit change your life? The insurance company not only has to pay a claim, but has to pay the legal fees as well. So, how do we save money? We all know they care about your tickets and accidents, right? But the insurance companies are going to check your MVR, your motor vehicle report. Insurance companies also check your CLUE report. CLUE stands for Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange. It's where all the insurance companies report all of your accidents to. Insurance companies cross-reference claims by your driver's license number, your VIN number, which is your vehicle identification number, and the address of the home. That means if someone's not paying attention, you could be charged for an accident that you didn't commit because of the person that owned the car before you, or the person that owned the house or lived in the apartment before you did. You can have that removed. Also, check for duplicates, and it happens all the time. Next, your credit score affects the policy big time. What does that mean? I know you can't change your credit score, but if you're married, you could put your spouse with the highest credit rating first. Also, on that note, you need to give full disclosure to your agent. That means give them your name, your address, your driver's license, and social security number. There's no way that you can get a quality score without all that information. If you don't trust your agent, don't use them, but don't go in and not give them the correct amount of information because they can't give you a viable score. Neither can any insurance agency. So if you're not prepared to give them all the information, don't bother calling an insurance company in the first place. Also, you get massive credits for prior coverage. Higher prior coverage will give you better credits. That means someone with minimum coverage will often pay higher prices than someone with higher coverage. If you have lower coverage right now, have your agent run a quote with higher prior limits just to see what the savings would be. It's ridiculous. You would think that lowering your limits would save money, but it will usually cost you money and cost you coverage. In essence, you could usually have higher coverage and pay less money over 12 months than if you have minimum coverage for the entire year. The catch is, you may need to switch carriers after 6 months because once you sign up with the company, they don't necessarily rerun your pricing to lower your payments. You also can get a 25% discount on each car for multiple vehicles on a policy. That means if you have a roommate, you may be able to go on the same policy and save money there too. Do not get fooled by full coverage. Full coverage sounds good, right? I mean, a full tank of gas is good. It sounds like it means the maximum amount of coverage, when in fact, it means you're fully covered at the minimum amount of coverage, plus comp and collision. So, if I could beg you to do one thing, get uninsured motorist coverage. Discount shops with the neon signs at the corner of the road make it sound like this coverage is optional, which I guess legally it is. But in Florida, an estimated 25% of drivers have absolutely no insurance, and another 50% of drivers have the bare minimum $10,000 of coverage. That means if you get injured by 3 out of 4 drivers, there's $10,000 or less of coverage for you. Uninsured motorist coverage pays you. Max it out. Okay, for comp and collision. Collision pays for your car if you hit someone. Comp, or comprehensive coverage, pays for your car for all the other stuff that could happen. You know, theft, fire, vandalism, a tree falls, blah, blah, blah. If you want to skimp here. You could save money with a higher deductible if you want. You probably aren't going to go bankrupt if you have to pay an extra $250 or so if you had to. Also, since car insurance only pays ACV, actual cash value. In other words, they depreciate the value of the car, and you have to pay the deductible, and you have to pay the insurance for the comp and collision. It may not even pay for you to get it if it's an older vehicle. Finally, use a local agent. Or better, go to my website, palmbeachinsurance.com, where there's a licensed person on the other end. You cannot get advice from an actor or a caveman or a lizard regardless of what country it sounds like it's from. A good agency will quote many carriers at one time and give you several options. A good agency will look at you like a person and help evaluate your particular circumstance. A good agency knows the difference between value and price. A good agency is Current and Abrams, where good coverage is no accident.